just deal with the employment visa for non-local graduates of Hong Kong universities. Now, it used to be in Hong Kong that you would come as a student and you'd be here for between 3 and 4 years, sorry, between 1 and 4 years, possibly even longer, working as a student. And if you had a student visa, it was impossible to adjust your status from student visa through to employment visa, because the general employment policy calls for at least 2 years post-graduation experience. And then, the Immigration Department got wise to the idea that it would be really advantageous to have all these bright sparks that are coming here and getting educated here, to actually allow them to use the benefit of their experience and time and understanding how Hong Kong ticks to our benefit, particularly because we're trying to attract the best, the brightest and the best through other programs. So finally, a few years ago, they introduced the non-local graduates. It's called the Immigration Arrangements for Non-Local Graduates. And the immigration arrangements for non-local graduates means that if you have earned a degree, either a bachelor degree or a master's or indeed an advanced degree, further advanced degree at a Hong Kong Tertiary Education Institute, you can get an employment visa immediately upon graduation. And if you are what's known as a fresh grad, then at 6 months, effectively the immigration, excuse me, let me back up. There are two ways the Immigration Department look at new graduates from Hong Kong universities under this program. There's fresh graduates and then there's returning graduates. And a fresh graduate is effectively a person that's converting from his student visa through to an employment visa under the immigration arrangements for non-local graduates, where that employment visa, issued within 6 months of graduation, is effectively a no questions asked, carte blanche employment visa approval. So you trundle down to the Immigration Department, they endorse you that you've now got a 12-month limit of stay employment under the immigration arrangements for non-local graduates, and then you're let loose and you can go out and you can do whatever you want. On the other hand, if you graduate from a Hong Kong university, more than 6 months have passed, then you don't have such carte blanche privileges available to you. There's an expectation that you will in fact have a job offer, and that job offer that's been extended to you is paying you broadly commensurate with market rates. In both instances, you need to show the Immigration Department that you have graduated from a Hong Kong university, and in both instances you get a 12-month limit of stay. It is okay to change employers once you have been granted an employment visa under the immigration arrangements for non-local graduates. But it's important to understand that if you're a fresh graduate and issue that 12-month limit of stay, then during those 12 months, as I say, you can run around and do all the things that you need to do. But at the point of making your extension to that limit of stay, you have to have either a job offer with a new employer or an existing job in hand, and you have to show that the compensation that you're receiving is broadly commensurate with market conditions. Absolutely condition precedent. And I'm seeing a lot of kids these days that are coming to me and they're saying, hey, well, I got my IANG visa immediately upon I graduated and I've started a local translation company. I said, great, tell me all about it. Well, it's me and I work from home and I'm getting $25,000 a month average sales, and can I sponsor myself? Well, under the immigration arrangements for non-local graduates, the answer is no if you're a fresh graduate, unless you've created a substantial enterprise, which most kids have not done. So invariably, they don't benefit from starting their own businesses holding this immigration status, because come the time for the extension, they're probably not going to pass muster. And a lot of kids are really very disappointed because they've been doing this stuff for 8 or 9 months since they graduated, and they haven't thought about trying to get a job offer, and the clock's ticking now and the visa's about to expire and they're running around trying to get a job, and it's just not going to work and it's not going to happen. So it's a great development to Hong Kong immigration practice, because everybody now who graduates from a Hong Kong university is effectively going to receive favourable consideration from the Immigration Department. So if you are a graduate of a Hong Kong university and the sponsor is okay, there's not much else that goes on. It's just a sort of a rubber stamping approval exercise, as long as they're getting paid what really should be expected to get paid for the job that they're doing.
Okay. Yeah. You mentioned a sponsor, a local Hong Kong friend.
The Hong Kong company enterprise has to be an enterprise, a business enterprise, or an NGO or something like that.
Oh, but if not yet got a job offer, if the fresh graduate got a job offer, you didn't have any company sponsor.
At the time that they get the visa coming out of university, they don't need a job offer. Yeah, so they just get a carte blanche. Yeah, it's carte blanche. Okay.
So that kind of raised this a question that I had before. Can a company, like an overseas company with just a business registration certificate in Hong Kong, be a sponsor?
So we're establishing a representative office, right, of the overseas entity. Okay. The answer is yes, but that entity itself, as a mere representative presence, needs to show that through the establishment of the representative presence, Hong Kong can be expected to benefit substantially, if not immediately, in due course. So the way that we argue it when rep offices come to us is we say, okay, it's all right having a rep office, but in order for that to be deemed a suitable and credible sponsor, let's show to the Immigration Department a number of things. Let's show that you've got suitable business premises, so you're investing in office accommodation. Let's show to the Immigration Department that as a result of your early foray into Hong Kong via your rep office, it's reasonably anticipatable, if you will, that in due course, there's the possibility that a more substantial organization or operation will be created. That is a wholly owned subsidiary, for example. So you've got to paint the picture to the department that this is not just a foreign company wanting to be advantaged by having having a foreign national on the ground here. It's got to be part and parcel of a bigger story, because a mere rep office, as you can appreciate in the main, doesn't bring any intrinsic value to Hong Kong, because it's all accruing to the entity overseas that's established the rep office in the first place. So you've got to tell a story to the Immigration Department that looks, as I always say, you've got to make the show pony look like a thoroughbred, basically. But it can sponsor, definitely, without a doubt.
Questions? In those situations, will they look at the credibility of the overseas company?
Absolutely critical. Absolutely critical.
That's the key.
Yeah.